respected examiner Mustafa sir, and the research supervisor Dr. Jaida Begum ma'am, and my dear colleagues and my dear scholars and others, family members and other faculty friends from various departments of Gandhina. A hearty welcome to you all, and it is my immense pleasure to welcome you all once again for the viva voce examination of Meenakshi ma'am. And it is the fourth, madam is the fourth candidate after Jaida madam was retiring from this department. So this shows how the guide is also committed towards completing the PhD of the candidate, and also the commitment of the candidates in completing their own research work. Ma'am, happy congratulations in advance and wish you all the best. And once again I welcome you all for this viva voce examination. A special welcome to our external examiner. Being the first day of the class, he has made all the way from Kasaragod to here. So thank you very much sir for your valuable presence over here. And madam, now the session is over.
Again, it is indeed my pleasure to invite our external examiner, Professor Dr. M. Muhammad alias Mustafa, to act as the external examiner for my candidate, Meenakshi. And I just wanted to introduce our professor to all the audience. Professor is working in Central University of Kerala Department of Education since 2015. He started his career from 1996 onwards. He possesses educational qualifications, MSc Zoology with the first rank, MA from University of Calicut with University rank, and MSc Psychology from Madras University, and MA Sociology from University of Calicut, PhD in Education from University of Calicut, and MBA from Bardiyar University. And he has achieved many positions in various universities as former controller of examinations, Central University of Kerala, former head, Central University of Kerala, Dean, School of Education, Central University of Kerala, Director, East Regional Center for Life Skills Education, Central University of Kerala, Coordinator, NRC, Central University of Kerala, former Director, IQAC, Central University of Kerala, former Director, School of Distance Education, University of Calicut, former Director, UGC Academic Staff College, University of Calicut, President, Indian Association of Life Skills Education, IALSE. And he has occupied various positions as members in Board of Studies, Member Academic Council, Member Board of Studies, University of Kerala and Central University of Kerala and Calicut, Member Faculty of Education, University of Calicut, former Program Officer, NSS University of Calicut, and former Convener, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Chair, University of Calicut, former Member, Senate, University of Calicut, former Council of Teacher Education, CTE Member, AIAER. And he has served in various positions starting from lecturer to professor from 96 onwards and up to today, and various institutions before University of Kerala like Foreign Training College, UGC Academic Staff College, University of Calicut, and School of Pedagogical Sciences, University, and Marcus Training College, Malappuram. And we are very happy to have our professor as external examiner. And we know that he is very busy, and in spite of his busy schedule and being today one of the auspicious day for us, that is starting day of Ramadan, and observing fasting and reaching here, we know how it is difficult. So we are very much indebted to him for having accepted to give the adjudication report as well as to act as external examiner. Regarding PhD guidance, professor has completed and 16 PhDs were awarded, and at present 8 PhD scholars are pursuing their research. And publications, professor has published more than 80 research papers in peer-reviewed national and international journals, and presented more than 100 papers in various conferences and all. And one more distinguished specialization to our professor is he is the MOOC course coordinator, and he has been serving in many MOOC programs, especially in curriculum design and e-content Arabic program designed by him, and developing life skills also in SWAYAM, and curriculum pedagogy and evaluation of higher education in Arabic 2019, and he has been the principal investigator in the project by ICSSR integrating gigs with STEAM education. So he's such a eminent and resource person and academician is amongst us today, and I request you all to give a big hand to welcome our guest. Thank you, Professor. Thank you. And regarding my scholar Meenakshi, and she possesses MSc, MPhil and MEd, and she has nearly 31 years of experience in teaching as a teacher, educator, and even after her retirement, she wants to complete her PhD because it is her passion to complete PhD, and she has the subject geography as the specialization. And she worked in CRT and various CBSE schools as advisor and freelancer training for Oxford University Press, and working as academic advisor in many schools including Typical Southern Raja Vidyalaya, and she has authored many modules and in-service training for the teachers, and she has authored 5 textbooks for grade 7, 8, 9 in geography and many DTED courses. So she is also such an expertise, and really gives me a lot of pleasure and to conduct this viva under the headship of Dr. Sridevi and our faculty members Dr. Devaki Perumal sir and Polisami sir. So it is really to see all of you again in an academic endeavor like this. Thank you, and I will request our professor to conduct the viva. Thank you, Professor.
Most respected and beloved today's research supervisor, our beloved Janida Begum madam, and head of the department Sridevi madam, and faculty members Devaki madam, Perumal sir, Polisami sir, and the faculty members here who are prospects, all the prospects to become regular faculty members here in the department or elsewhere, and I am very happy that I could see her, and beloved family members of, obviously I assume that family members of Meenakshi ma'am will be there, and today's candidate, and I was really impressed by the track of academic or administrative anthology of Meenakshi madam, and in fact madam requested for me to act as the examiner, and she all that remarks I will be doing the end of my concluding session I will do, and I'm very happy that you have that inquisitiveness to learn and all, and let God bless you always to sustain that inquisitiveness in your life. With this note, with the permission of God, I request Meenakshi madam, today's candidate, to present your thesis in a very precise and concise and to the point manner.
Announced to one that present here. Welcome to what is my PhD. My title is Improving Assessment Skills of Prospective Teachers through Hydraulic Skills. So now let's see about teacher education. What's teacher education? What is it? What kind of importance does it have? Teacher education is always referred to pre-service education. We all of us know. So, what is its goal? Teacher education, its goal is to build the subject knowledge, teaching skills, ethical awareness. With all these things, we have to build assessing skills too. And aligning the curriculum with the sustainable development goal 4 says the quality education. So, how the quality of education can be improved by strengthening the assessment skills of prospective teachers. So it is not means no important that they develop only the subject matter. They have to develop the assessing skills too. Because if that assessing skill is good and if they are capable of assessing children in all the domains, then that paves way to the total personality development. Because 21st century demands only the 21st century skills and the total personality development. So, including pedagogical ability, ethical consciousness and assessment practices are very important with the subject matter specialization. Prospective teachers are lifelong learners who can adapt into new educational trends. Whatever the changes our profession demands, we have to adapt. That is it should be the goal of each and every prospective teacher. So now let's see about, discuss about assessment skills. What is assessment skills? What kind of assessment, quality of assessment skills every prospective teacher should possess. So teachers are defined as assessors. They are assessors who monitor students' learning progress and provide feedback through various methods. So we know, of course, through various type of assessments, formative, summative, diagnostic, many type of assessments are there. Whatever it is, summative or whatever it is the feedback giving through various methods. Assessment is giving feedback. What is the learning achievement of the child or the students? Teachers who possess strong assessment literacy are able to mentor students toward both academic success and overall development. As I told you, higher order things, this assessment skill is properly done. The assessing tool or the instrument is properly set to test whether the child is progressing in all the domains. That will definitely help the child for the overall development. Assessment literate teachers a thorough comprehension of measuring concepts by adapting both teacher-made and standardized tool according to validity, reliability and objectivity. NCT, NCRT and NMP 2026. And it's very clear, obvious that this subject should go with the learning objectives and the pedagogy, which always the assessment will always focus on, because the competency-based assessment and also the pedagogy and the assessment objective should focus always on competence. So this is very important. So here, in critical thinking, teamwork, creativity, communication and digital literacy are 21st century competencies. As our NEP and NCF all say 21st century competency are to be developed among prospective teachers and also school children. Even these days, children, after their graduation, when they go for any job opportunities, they require a lot of this kind of higher order thinking skills, analyzing, synthesizing, creativity, all that, critical thinking, all that. So this is very much important in this demanding 21st century. Higher order thinking skills are developed abilities shaped by assessments that require students to analyze, evaluate and create. Preparing a workforce to mentor students towards flexibility and lifelong learning requires pre-service teachers to have good assessments. So, if you want to build a good human capital or the very resourceful human resource, we have to mentor, prepare the workforce, that is, prepare the prospective teachers who, from the basic primary education till the graduation program, prepare them for the total personality development. Should be those prospective teachers or the teachers should be very flexible, and they will be a lifelong learners to prepare the students who are 21st century competent. So higher order thinking skills. Higher order thinking skills have emerged as the primary intellectual goal of learning systems worldwide in the rapidly changing context of 21st century education. The same. So this is the now the need of the hour. Developing higher order thinking skill is very much important, and all of us are expected to, teachers and prospective teachers are expected to build higher order thinking skills in all domains. move away from rote memorization and towards this higher order thinking skills. We have to go away with the memorizing. That will never build the thinking capacity of the children. So to brainstorm children to think in all the walks of life, and we have to develop these skills, critical, analytical and creative reasoning, for the development of higher order thinking, singing and assessment for learning. So assessment should be always for learning, not for of learning. So assessment and heart's integration is seen as the cornerstone of 21st century learning on global scale. So this is all that is known. This is Bloom's revised. So the top creativity expects students to design, develop, plan, produce new, then innovate, invent. So we have to develop the skills in all such dimensions. Evaluate is the questions which are given there. What is the impact? What are the effects? And what are the results? If this go like that, then what would happen? What would have happened? This kind of thinking we ask children. They start thinking and they'll arrive at answer. So we have to make them analyze, evaluate, and create. So create, when they try to create only, the other higher order thinking skills like metacognition and reflective thinking, both has to happen to create something new. So these are all the higher order thinking skills. Because empowering educators as thinkers and assessors, and students as critical thinkers and creators. So we have to empower the educators as thinkers and assessors, and the students as critical thinkers and creators. If we as a teacher and the prospective teachers become very good thinker and very good assessors, then we will be capable of making our students as critical thinkers and creators. Heart symbolizes the shift from receptive to creative knowledge. It helps students become more capable of critical analyzing, questioning, and responsibly innovating. We have to innovate new always. That is creativity. So assessment that focuses hearts does not only measure learning but also creativity. So whatever assessment tool we prepare, assessment instrument we prepare, it shouldn't always measure the learning. What kind of, how much the children have memorized and capable of produce the same what they have memorized. Rote learning by heart shouldn't be encouraged, whereas they have to made to think innovatively and create new. So different components of higher order thinking skills, all problem solving, synthesizing, applying knowledge, evaluating, analyzing, decision making, creativity, and critical.
So, ma'am, you have totally 30 minutes, so you can directly focus on your study.
So, why the need arise? This practical instruction on how to teach and evaluate heart is sometimes lacking in teacher training program, because as a head of the institutions, even I have observed teachers struggle to prepare the instrument using hearts, giving priority to hearts. Struggle to differentiate between authentic heart questions and lower order thinking questions. So what are higher order thinking questions itself? They have a lot of doubt. They always produce questions which tests only the memory of the children. They think that the lower order thinking questions are all higher order thinking. They have an ambiguity and the confusion. To assess in creating and implementing authentic hearts assessment beyond conventional and fact-based questions, teacher candidates should be encouraged to engage reflective practices, regularly assess and modify the teaching methods and feedback systems. In a complex and rapid changing 21st century environment, students must develop strong emphasis on critical thinking. They have to have a strong emphasis on critical thinking. And since students rely upon this rote memory, they have to switch over to from lower order cognitive skills to higher order cognitive. Then this teacher, as I told you, they have to assist children in a new situations to make them think creatively and innovatively. And this we have to prepare the teachers who possess a good language skills. It is necessary. It is very necessary and even professional to prepare the teachers with good assessment skills. And it has to they must be capable of gauging, measuring the higher order thinking skills of children. And this teachers who can create this critical creative thought problem solving only can develop students with the higher order thinking skills. And also they will be independent. So I have nearly reviewed 110 research studies. For that, out of this, 65 I have reviewed for higher thinking skills and 45 for assessment skills. So please really just for the out of that, I have just been given for a sample. The study suggests teacher training on HOTS based on pedagogy combined with the adoption of problem-based and project-based learning can promote. So these methods will promote. So like this for assessment I have. So what are the research gaps? After I have gone through these many studies, I have identified these following research gaps. So it shows that teachers tend to ignore assessment and creativity in favor of concentrating on parts. Thinking that they are focusing on hearts, they will give the opportunities for the creativity. And it is the little consistency between curriculum, instruction, assessment, critical thinking, creativity and problem solving continue to overlap. Research shows that teachers need specialized resources and continual professional development. They need to be given some continuous specialist resources for their professional development. School leadership and classroom environments have an impact on arts development. So leaders have to have a strict monitoring and supervision of this the instrument, assessment instrument, whether it is constructed on many educators confuse parts with question difficulty. Examinations tend to emphasize overall thinking skills. Creating legitimate thought-based questions can be difficult for many educators, particularly when they stress creativity and synthesis. So these are all the research gaps. What are the delimitations I had in my research study? The area and population of the study limited to Gandhigram Rural Institute, Department of Education, Dindigul District of Tamil Nadu, and the sample of the study confined to 36 in second year B.Ed program. This assessment skills of prospective teachers taken as the dependent variable, and to giving tasks, higher order thinking skills have been chosen to test their assessment skills for giving treatment to tasks and activities. The present study deals only with 6 components of assessment skills, namely fill in the blanks, choose the correct MCQ, true or false, match the following, short answer and paragraph answer. And it has present study dealt with the 3 higher order thinking skills: critical thinking, creative thinking and problem solving. So these are all the variables of my study. Independent variable is higher order thinking skills, dependent is assessment skill, demographic variables are gender and subjects of specialization of prospective teachers. Some operational definition terms of the key terms of my research. Assessment skills in the study refer to the achievement scores of prospective teachers in 6 dimensions, such as the 6 dimensions: Phillips, multiple choice, match, true or false, short answer, match the following, true or wins, short answer and paragraph answer. So now this one, higher order thinking, in the hearts refer to only the 3 skills, namely critical thinking, creative thinking, problem solving skills. So prospective teachers are the students who were in second year B.Ed of Gandhigram Rural Institute, Gandhigram. So what are my objectives of my study? To identify the current level of assessment skills among the prospective teachers in respect to arts. To design and implement interventions based on higher order thinking skills, including critical thinking, creative and problem solving, that enhance the assessment literacy of prospective teachers. To analyze the impact of thought-oriented intervention That is problem-based task, critical questioning, creative thinking on prospective teachers' ability to formulate valid and reliable assessment items, to evaluate prospective teachers' competence in applying Bloom's revised taxonomy for developing assessment tools, targeting, analysis, evaluation, and creation, to find out the relationship between hard skills and the intervention, to identify challenges and opportunities in integrating arts into assessment training for prospective teachers, to identify the specific arts that contributed more to the assessment skills of the participants. So the hypothesis, the participants of the experimental group significantly differ in achievement scores of post-test and assessment skills. Same participant of the group but significantly differ in post-its and dimensions of assessment skills, and differ in between pre and post-test dimensions of assessment skills between subjective and objective type of assessments, dimensions of arts and the intervention, differ between the dimensions of arts and the intervention, significant correlation among achievement scores of the activities on critical thinking, creative thinking and problem solving and the post-test scores, and significant correlation among achievement scores in the dimensions of assessment skills of the participants of the experiment group in the post-test. No significant difference in the achievement scores between genders of the experimental group. No significant between achievement scores in assessment skills of the subject of the prospective teachers. So the such design, here the method is a single group pre and post test. Being this one variable to dependent means independent variable and dependent variable, as we have discussed. Independent in the arts and dependent variable is assessment skills. And the tool we have used assessment instruments and not batteries. It's for critical, creative and problem solving skills. The sample second intermediate students are GRI, and it is a single experimental group. Why we chose a single experimental group is actually we wanted to give intervention to the group. After intervention, how they have performed the assessment skills, whether there is an improvement or not. So we wanted to give that intervention to the same group. So we chose a single group. So simple random technique out of the whole class. The entire whole class have been given pre-test, post-test and the intervention tasks also. Out of all the group, means in the entire group, those who have completed the entire task only have been chosen. So 36 the number of sample. Then during this duration done it in 45 days. So these are all the statistical measures we have done. Mean standard deviation, the test. Sorry, small t must have been given. ANOVA and 1N, correlation, regression and manipulation. So these are all the dimensions which we have chosen for assessment skills. The mark given. So 20 marks allotted for filling the blanks and 10 for match the following, 20 for multiple choice, 10 for true false, 20 for short answer, 20 for paragraph answer. So they were asked to set items for these many items given, each question given, each answer, means that constructive question given 1 mark. So they had to set 20 questions for fill in the blanks, 10 and 20 and 10 for true or false. Short answer 10 into 2, that's 10 questions they were asked to. Here also 10 questions, 4 questions too they were asked to. So they have a pre-test. Here these dimensions, different dimensions were assessed using this procedure. The fill in the blanks, what will be the rubrics, this is, we can take it as how it has to be assessed is given. So on basis of this, the items which were constructed by the prospective teachers were assessed. So this is the time duration we have taken for the complete process. So now the intervention given for three higher order thinking skill, thinking active higher order skills. This group was exposed to 3 skills and 17 tasks. Actually, 3 skills of higher order. The total duration 21 days. They are exposed to orientation for 1 week. So orientation for 1 week was given on Bloom's taxonomy and how they have to identify the hard questions. On what basis they will identify the hard questions, and the verbs also were taught. The Bloom's verbs were also given. They were given exposure on all these things. So these sessions were given on 2-3 days to give them awareness on that. So these are all the sources where from I have taken the adopted the tasks for the 3 skills. So this activities and other things were tested for reliability and validity. So face validity was established by the experts in the field. Content validity by the experts. The construct validity by the pilot study, and the reliability by pilot study with the 30 questions given. And it has proved the Cronenberg's alpha coefficient 0.88. So these are all the activities with example given for the students to do and tested their creativity, critical thinking and the problem solving skills. So here the values prove that the false between -1 plus 2 proves that this is not symmetrical distribution. The variables are distributed normally, and the mean of pre and post test clearly shows that the this one mean of pre-test 34.5 and the post-test and vast difference. The effect is 15 point. The difference is high. So it shows the very high. After intervention, the assessment skills have been improved. Very good improvement have been shown. In this intervention on critical and creative problem solving. Here also, creative thinking has shown a larger mean. Shows that the activities given for creative thinking were performed very good, very nice by students than the problem solving. Critical thinking was next to creative thinking and problem solving within the class. So this among the activities given, certain activities they found very difficult. Critical thinking 3 and 5 they couldn't perform, they found very difficult, and the other activities they shown the good results. And creative thinking overall performance on all the activities was good, except 3 and 7. And this problem solving was found very difficult by almost all the students. They performed the first 3-4 activities, even 5 activities. The first 1-2 not that performed better. The other activities was performed better than the first 2. This shows the significant difference among the dimensions in the post-test and the pre-test. It shows fill in the blanks and the MCQ showed a very good improvement as far as the objective type of questions concerned, and subject paragraph answer they have done given the best performance. And this is male versus female performance as far as their post-test score is concerned. They have performed well in there is no difference. Significant difference between this male and female. All of them performed better. And science and math students, slight this thing, fill in the blanks alone. They showed Yes, true or false, and match the following, and fill in the blanks. There is a difference. Other dimensions did not show any much significant difference. This shows this one shows clearly that the significant difference among the dimensions, not much, no significance among the dimensions except creative. Paragraph answer, postal. So this is a strong correlation. Pre-test shows, post-test shows the strong correlation between MCQ and short answer and a match in the paragraph. This critical thinking also means creative thinking being the best performance, followed by critical and problem solving. So this clearly shows the contribution of the dimensions for the total score, short answer, and this one MCQ made this thing, some contribution. So as far as the finding is concerned, the level of assessment skill was moderate to low levels in 6 dimensions. Students have shown moderate performance in subjective than the objective questions. That's a high level of assessment skills after hard intervention. And paragraph answer shows a remarkable improvement among these dimensions and good improvement in true or false, match and short answers. There was very good improvement in assessment skills after intervention. The intervention of hearts improved, prospective teachers, critical thinking, creative thinking and problem solving. And the creativity being the highly performed skill and followed by critical thinking and problem solving. There is a strong positive correlation among critical thinking, creative thinking, problem solving skills and post-test score of the assessment skills of prospective teachers. So this is also supported by these many studies. Participants did not differ in their skills according to their gender. Intervention was effective among both the genders. Participants performed well in the MCQ, followed by paragraph writing and fill in the blanks, indicating that participants performed best in the objective dimension, particularly in MCQ. Participants of the study did not differ in their assessment skills according to their subjects. Fill in the blanks dimension, where science students performed slightly better than language students. The participants of the study performed well in creative thinking, followed by critical and problem solving. The creative thinking contributed a lot in assessment skills, followed by critical and problem solving, supported by these many studies. So educational implications. Integrating heart in assessments has shown remarkable improvement. It will help them to construct to test hearts. Strengthening creativity as a catalyst for teaching and learning, the study will help them to use open-ended and exploratory type of questions, activities. This assists them doing assessment design and pedagogy, which will motivate analysis and creativity and problem solving simultaneously. This will ensure students being tested on more than just rote memorization. The study enhancing assessment literacy of prospective educators aims to acquire the ability to formulate, administer and interpret assessments that transcend mere recall and evaluate higher order cognitive skills. Encouraging hearts in teacher preparation in teacher education programs should focus on ways to encourage new ways of assessment skills. The study helps them to develop reflective assessment practice to reflect on their own assessment skills. Improving feedback skills will help future teachers learn how to provide people with constructive criticism that helps them develop their higher order thinking skills. Critical thinking as their basis for reliable assessment to incorporate all 3 hearts in the teacher education curriculum. Lesson plans must integrate hearts-based practices in teaching and in learning in line with the assessment. Balanced assessment activities in follow-up are the lesson plans should include both objective and open-ended tasks. So we have to reserve directions to for the future study of Future research could investigate the long-term impact hard-based inventions on assessment skills. It can be a longitudinal study. Extend to larger and more diverse populations of prospective teachers across institutions, disciplines and cultural contexts in the future. Future studies could design subjective specific hard-based interventions to explore how higher skills interact with the discipline-specific assessment practice. This study helps them to develop an reflective assessment practice to reflect their own assessment skills. Improve feedback skill. Blended or online learning environments can further support HEART's integration as in assessments. Future research should also examine how prospective teachers' growth in HEART translates into actual classroom practices and student learning outcomes once they enter into teaching profession. They should all know the practicality to convert the theory into the classroom practice. To design and validate assessment frameworks or rubrics specifically for arts. They have to develop the rubrics to measure the evaluation when children perform test or exam or whatever. This study has showed a significant improvement among the prospective teachers and will enable them definitely to construct the items with the higher order thinking skills. It will definitely let them to incorporate the higher order thinking skills in the assessment practices in the future. So this will also enhance the teachers to go for divergent and convergent reflective thinking skills, which will help the children to develop, students to develop the 21st century skills. And it is also evident through the studies that the HEART means incorporating arts and assessments will definitely make the prospective teachers to enhance them and to prepare them to set the instrument with the hearts for their assessments. And 3 skills of hearts will enhance their assessment skills in all dimensions, especially in the objective type. As all the competitive exams and other needs JEE exams have become objective now, so teachers should make their assessment, especially in objective, on heart-based. If they make it heart-based, and it will be very comfortable for the children to face the challenges in their all assessments during their course of study, and also after they complete the study, the appointments or for the competitive exams. Thank you.
Congratulations for your elaborate presentation of different aspects and all. And now I think it is the forum is open. If you have any questions, queries, or clarifications required, and suggestion also, or further supplement also, you can write your additions and all. Please.
So myself, Dr. G. Kumar, yes, I am the Department of Education. So first of all, congratulations for your wonderful work and presentations. And I have few notes, but anyhow, at last you gave the answer for my questions too. But let me ask once again. Even in OB pattern, when we are conducting an external examination for Part A and Part B, we are supposed to take questions from K1, K2 level and K2 level. But for your assessment, you have chosen objective type within the plans, match the following and MCQ for assessing arts level. So what is the reason behind that? And second thing, in your research design, I don't know whether I have mistaken or not. Intervention, you didn't mention anything about your intervention or that equivalent variable, hard skills, that is your intervention. So that is my second question. And third one is, somewhere I have seen p value as 0.05 in your F test. So kindly clarify that particular table.
So first question is why I have chosen this 4 dimensions to be objective, fill in the blanks. As I mentioned, now almost all the assessments known as now in school, and even if you take the board paper of +2 and 10th, most of the questions, marks are allotted to objective. That includes now reasoning, assertions, like that it has been given. And the MCQ, fill in the blanks, and are given. But as far as this middle school is concerned, they do give match the following and true or false. So we have, since children, since prospective teachers are also attending schools, means during their teaching practice, I have seen them setting assessments as the 2 instruments, even in that dimensions also. The type of questions also, I included those also, and that also will be helpful.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Actually, already you have said that, and I am convinced with that. But anyhow, what my doubt is, what you have mentioned is improving the assessment skill of teaching. But what you have mentioned, JEE and other steps are related to the learning concepts of students. So how your study is helping prospective teachers in assessing the students in a better way?
See, when you assess in that way, with the higher order thinking skills are assessed only then, from 6th onwards, they will be capable of facing this JEE, and the same. Why should the children attend one coaching class in grade 11 and 12 if the assessment skills are done properly in secondary and the secondary level, 6 to 10? So concept learning and understanding a concept in depth. Then only if higher order thinking questions are given, they will be capable of answering. If they get exposed to this in the senior secondary level, they will get prepared for the senior secondary also. So they will get used to in a higher class.
Then asking questions in higher order thinking skills itself determine that a particular staff is doing their assessment in a better way.
Definitely, sir. I would say definitely in this, as you say, OB, outcome based and competency based, it has to focus on higher order skills. If you test LOT, lower order, then that again becomes the road domain, testing the road domain.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Before answering the other 2 questions of Dr. Wilson and Kumar, it relates to the same. I just have a query. You are talking about the future of the students, right? So that is why you have chosen the prospective teachers. But the prospective teachers has to take the appointment and then only they will be into the field. Why don't you choose your sample from in-service teachers? Why you didn't do that? Can you have any justification or reason for that? Because they are directly in the field and they are involved in setting all the question papers as you said.
That would be also a good study.
I am confident in that.
Directly, had I chosen practicing teachers also would have been the better sample. But why did I choose? If they are given exposure while they do their in-service year, pre-service year, they are future teachers.
But still, in on spot, the outcome will be effective only if you are
immediately.
in service. Have you ever discussed at least personally with any of the service teachers?
Even in my own school, where I insist on, because though I am not capable of giving examples from other subjects, I try to do it with my own subject, with giving examples, how to set higher order thinking, all that. I have given them also sessions on, CBSE gives a training, a lot of training to set higher order thinking these days, competency based questions. 10th and 12th focuses only on competence. That we are doing in service that we have done. Even I have faced difficulties also. Working teachers are struggling to set questions. As you said, that study also definitely would be useful.
That will be more.
Definitely would be useful, ma'am. No doubt.
There are agencies like SCRT, SSA, RMHA, those agencies are providing fast training for the in-service teachers at various levels. So it is already undertaken. It's part and parcel of research training.
Checked, sir, but dissemination is not properly happening. There is the lagging in dissemination.
Ma'am asked why research teachers are not taken as the sample. They are exposed actually. There are agencies.
Oh, okay.
Regularly they are
Thank
providing
you,
all
sir.
kinds of trainings. Cards was given. Regularly they are giving.
Yeah, that is also one of the reasons, as sir said.
Ma'am,
But still, ma'am, they are giving training only to the teachers who are working in government. Private schools, they don't get such training, very often trainings on these skills. Government school teachers are trained, no doubt about that.
ma'am, sorry, once again, myself. Kindly bear with my questions, ma'am. If it is wrong, kindly adjust with that. What is my basic doubt is, you are speaking about assessment skill of a teacher, right? So whether it is depend upon the question what he is going to take, right? Your hearts level la avanga question எடுத்துட்டாங்கன்னா so அது மட்டுமே or else we have to go with the difficulty index, discrimination index அதெல்லாம் நம்ம பார்க்கணுமா இல்ல?
So this is also sometimes misconceived by the teachers. The difficulty level increases, testing the higher order thinking skills of. It is not so. It is not directly proportional. The difficulty, higher the difficulty tests.
No, I didn't ask in that manner. What I am asking is, you are speaking about assessment skill. So இதுக்கு முன்னாடி நான் question கேட்டேன், if two teachers are taking two set of question papers and both of them have taken questions at the hearts level itself, அந்த ரெண்டு டீச்சர்ஸுக்கு நடுவில் assessment skillsல difference இருக்குமா இருக்காதா, இருக்கும்னா how you can substantiate that there is a difference between the two
Definitely,
questions?
yeah, definitely difference will be there, sir. No doubt about it. See, when you read the question, as I told you, the Bloom's verbs also is there, and the creativity, and there is that tests the how it paves, how it makes the child to create, think critically, analyze. All that is there. That teacher has set the question paper with the norms. And if the other question paper is not fulfilled, then it is not with the higher order thinking. As you say, the comparison will be made like that. But if 40, at least the question paper has to have the balance. I mean, the 40% of higher order thinking has to be incorporated. If it is incorporated, that question will be a good question.
You mentioned that in the research tool, validation of the research tool, assessment skills. You mentioned that you have established the construct validity. What is the procedure you have followed to establish the construct validity?
We have given 30 questions, so pilot study we have done some.
Yes, ma'am.
So that we have validated the construct validity. Reliability is tested with this thing.
From the control.
No, you did pilot study, but what procedure you have followed? Actually, what procedure you have established in construct validity? There are different ways and means, no? Pilot study, you get some scores,
Yeah.
data you get, no? By using the data, what procedure you have exactly adopted to establish the construct validity? Because construct validity, you know, is construction of the research tool, establishing the validity. So what is the procedure you have adopted?
For this reliability,
We had Meenakshi just listened with permission of the external examiner. Madam didn't take any measures to deal with data and all. Construct validity in the sense the questions that are given, the questionnaire, that is the tool that she adapted, has some meaning to the participants, whether they understood, whether that is clear like that only, but she didn't do anything with the data. And actually that is the face validity, whether it is actually adaptable to the participants, to the sample that they have chosen. But I think Meenakshi, we didn't do anything especially to do the construct validity. Since it is a question, The tool itself is a question, isn't it? We have given the, you have to construct 20 fill-ups, 20 MCQ, 20 paragraph questions. So it has nothing to do with more with the data that we got from the pilot study and all, but we tested the face validity.
Pleasure morning to afternoon to all present here. And my hearty appreciation to the candidate as well as the guide, because everyone now focusing more on the process area, but we are focused on the product where we are called that as assessment, because we are all trying how we can enhance certain things, especially madams also on cognitive science, how we can enhance the cognitive and the problem solving and all, but we have gone beyond that assessments to assessment skills, so that's highly appreciable. And I want to add a flavor for your study. Why? Because I witnessed 1 or 2 classes while you are taking the data. Oh, the students were enjoying when you are attempting to get or receive certain, to get the task, and I could see the creativity and how much they are very glad and very happily they were enjoying in constructing the skills. Usually we go for seeing the methodology when we adapt, but not for doing assessment skills. When questions were given and when the students have the discussions, I could see that really there is an impact. And thank you very much that batch students are really lucky to have attained the HOTS level, because we are all trying to make the students move from lots to HOTS, and it is as far as myself is concerned, it is pertinent to pre-service teachers, because as you said, the dissemination is very much required now, and assessment is playing a vital role. Whatever we give input, but output is not that much, where we can fill the gap that is expected between the industry and institute. Thank you very much. But my one want to ask you 2 questions, two things. One is, what challenge you face in order to break, because it's not easy cup of coffee to create answer for critical thinking and problem solving. One challenge I want to ask. Another one is, what do you think is the best contribution that you are going to pay for teacher education? Thank you. Challenges that we are any challenges that you
While,
data match.
So, as far as this intervention was concerned, as ma'am said, really they enjoyed performing whatever the activity I gave. But when it came to the thing, when I asked them to do the items for assessment skills, because every day I gave one test, asked them to construct items for one dimension. They were asked to do in their own subject, and so what I felt, they were all in the final year and they were towards their end of their course, and they were into preparation of project and all that. They were attending tours, all that. So and they were also given many assignments from the department. In the middle, I also was giving the intervention and other things. It was really challenging for the children to complete it with a peace of mind, all that. Because I was behind them, make them complete all that. So that was a real challenge for me. And one more question is future contribution. So if curriculum, when it is done for the pre-service education, if that in-service practice when they go for, if any module and other training, all that given for the people for the making use of this hearts while they do assessments, especially objective, would be nice. And not only in one teacher educator means this teacher training institution, So it happens across, if the curriculum gives, that will happen across. But in all the institution, this training or the whatever the thing on hierarchy go on, will have to go very meticulously. That is my definitely higher order integration in assessment skills by prospective teachers will definitely help expose their students to get ready to face the challenges of the future world. Definitely, as I told, all the competitive exams and other things, mere memorizing the concept alone will not help. Objective and that too MCQ with all 4 options, very nearest options given. So they are really confused to choose one right answer. So if they are trained in higher thinking skills only, then it will be easy for them to. This is my.
Does that assessment skill contain any dimensions or simply creating the question alone you are mentioning as?
6 dimensions we chose. They were asked to set questions on.
No, dimension in the sense you are speaking about MCQ, fill in the blank.
Yes. MCQ, fill in the blanks, match, true or
Creating
false.
question alone.
Yeah, create questions alone.
Assessments.
Yes. Because we are testing assessment skills, how good they are at preparing the items for the assessment.
Is it verbal question or non-verbal question?
Verbal.
What kind of activities you are to find information?
I chose, like for example, 3 dots. I told him that 9 dots given. By drawing 3 lines, bring the dots, each dot with a separate domain. Something like that, very interesting activity, which were making them think critically and creative. Say 30 circles I gave. Ask them to draw the different type of whatever the picture they want to create.
Because instead of describing them, the strategies that you have adapted and the task that you have given.
Like this one. This is creativity.
Explain anyone.
That is creativity for the circles. 30 circles given, they were asked to do their own patterns, whatever. This is just for example, they have created wonderful images.
What is that strategy? The name of the strategy.
It is given there.
Like that she has given how many 17 strategies for task, total number of tasks also 17. Yes, maybe 17 tasks and 17 strategies.
Yeah.
That you might have been
It's there, ma'am, I mentioned.
you have separate file.
Yeah, I have.
Tick mark and all, it was provided by
Sir,
tick mark.
I corrected now that.
Yes, ma'am. Assessment then includes evaluation or it only prepare? You have checked the assessment skill of students. They have prepared a question.
We
They
evaluated.
have implemented and whether they have evaluated
No,
and
no,
reported
not
or only prepared a
implemented.
question.
No, they set the items, prepared the items, submitted, we evaluated whether the questions are set with the higher order thinking skills. Only it is critical and creative and problem solving skills.
You show the tool where you have the criteria for giving the score. In your tool, you have given that criteria. For example, if it is the blanks, what are the criteria
Yes,
to
yes.
give the score? Then next match the.
I showed no, sir.
Already she has shown that, but she's not given time. Please show the tool.
I have
Scoring procedure.
Yeah, scoring procedure I have done. So how if that question fulfills the norms and will be given full mark, something like that.
Why you are choosing gender as a demographic variable? Already we know 10:90 ratio in our department. Then why you are choosing the gender as a demographic variable for the study?
Actually, this I wanted to say there also. The number I wanted to mention actually 27 and being female more in number. just we wanted, even that is the case, then male only 9 and they are 27. But male performed, being very small in number, they performed problem solving better than female. Problem solving, male performed better than female.
Do you have the evidence now?
No, for that I will not go take this name. I cannot.
My advance congratulations to Meenachi Madam and Supervisor and respected Jaida Madam. Meenachi Madam, you have listed some research gaps in your study. My question is, which research gap makes you to choose the current title? Number one. Number two, you have chosen the sample from GRA, especially our Department of Education. There, my question is whether the sample selection is purposive or not. It is my second question. Then the last one is, suppose you have a chance to conduct a study in tribal sports and found some results, then what you will do next? According to your findings, you will give some suggestions and recommendations to the concerned department. Now you have conducted the study in our Department of Education, GRA. To whom you will give recommendation and suggestion? Because all the research studies based on the sample that can be generalized to population. So here my question is whether your finding results will reflect some other Department of Education or only to our Department of Education. Thank you.
So this is not for the Department of Education. This is my choice. So this is my simple random one. Because I chose to do this. Maybe of so many reasons, but my choice was to do when we started. And this being this secondary university, I cannot give a recommendation to the Department of Education. My study says that any B.Ed colleges in Tamil Nadu or any across India, if they train prospective teachers, set the items, assessment items, skill items, with the hierarchy, integrating hierarchy skills would be definitely good or even the best to assess children, which is the need of the hour and 21st century skills we need to train. So this only I would say. For any or all prospective teachers across India. As far as the research gap is concerned, sir, I would say many studies also proved that they have done studies in practicing.
Out of these 3 or 6 research years, only 3.
No.
Some more are there. Yes.
Here I am not able to know.
Among these 6 gaps, which specifically induce you to choose this type?
So the third one I can say, sir, heart-based questions can be difficult for many educators, particularly when they stress creativity and such. So I want to make them get
must be a connection between the lead and the leader.
That is my some of the need which arise from my own experience.
That is what, but you can find it out from the review also. Is there any between
Most of the review which I have gone through, many studies were on not on prospective teachers, only with the practicing teachers or the subject specific, only with the math or with the language like that. So this I want to do the study of prospective teachers.
Yeah, any more questions? So in fact, this Open Defense University, it is a platform for having a lot of debate and a lot of deliberations and doubt rising and all. So rather, beyond this, if we are all reflecting on our day-to-day business, we are seldom talking about the methodology in a very informal manner and all. Now, this is the only platform where we are talking about the methodological concerns and issues, etc. So therefore, it is very good that all of you are very actively participating in the open forum. Sir, please.
Yes, ma'am. In your findings, somewhere you have mentioned that moderate to low level and slightly better than long-range students. I believe you mentioned. So, did you follow any criteria to mention moderate level or low level?
Sir, this percentage analysis I have done, that actually found out because that percentage I noted as a low, high, medium, moderate, high, and very high. So from that, then we just gain score. That
Any more questions from the audience? Be comfortable, and madam is okay with all your questions. She's having, she's comfortable and she's having that much experience in her profession and all. She is okay. So the purpose of this open forum is whether in our student, I had this I had my PhD degree to the open defense. But earlier we were research students. Then in the department, we are just happen to know that some viva was over because of the seats that we are receiving from our candidate. No kind of intellectual involvement in the academic involvement. It is only after this open defense policy came, we are also able to think and we are also able to reflect and we are able to contribute. Maybe it is a wild question or it may be methodologically apt or not. But the candidates also will get a chance to reflect. Is there any wrong thing happened? Or I could have done it in this way rather than the way I pursued it and all. All these are the importance of. So I am probing all of you to have more questions. Any questions?
Scholars of the department, we expect scholarly questions from you. Come on. Choose advice we have already an article, advocacy and all. We did a document as you said, discussion was already over.
You can also ask questions. Dealing with them, you ask the question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the chance. I congratulate you, ma'am, for your work and the patience of this presentation. I am Dr. Gerald. Currently, I am joining as a postdoctoral fellow under the guidance of Dr. Jackie, ma'am. So, it's It's a small observation and also the clarification. So you are assessing the skill especially based on the higher order thinking. One of your skill is creativity. My observation is creativity is more protective one. How can you assess by using MCQ, true or false, and match the following, because it is in control sense. Already we are giving here 3 options or 2 options, then they have to choose any one option. Beyond that they are not taking any response. But creativity is more than that, it is more protective. As a researcher, how you can face such kind of limitation, how such kind of problem in your research, and how you can manage such kind of problem in your question.
So this creative thinking doesn't mean only the creativity. It's creating something new. Reflection is also comes under creative thinking, and metacognition also. So when children are given tasks in MCQ and other objective, true or false, and even to say this is true or not, sir, they have to think. Your question should be of that kind, so that they have to completely analyze the concept, and it should be of that kind. So that definitely that tests the creativity, no doubt.
Thank you.
I'm Dr. Gasmin. Two questions I want to ask. Now, just a clarification, ma'am. I want to know the sample of your pilot study and also your experimental group, ma'am. The sample students. Which students? For pilot study?
See which sample you had selected for your pilot study. Then which sample you had selected for the experiment. Very simple question. What you have done?
It's the same sample I have taken.
Before giving to all the students, we tested with few students.
Sir,
actually the same sample should not be repeated.
that was different actually.
So you can have 2 options. Either for a particular research problem, you can have a varied distribution as your pilot studies, and from that you will deduce a confined to a particular portion. That is one thing. Or in other case, the second case, you can have a pilot study in a separate group. Then your experiment may be in a different group. So out of this, what you have done, that is the question, and you maybe might have forgotten that, and think about that. Okay.
Totally, how many students first நீங்க கொடுக்கும்போது எத்தனை பேர் இருந்தாங்க?
47.
அந்த மற்றவங்கள வந்து நீங்க விட்டீங்க. அதுல வந்து உங்களோட பைலட் குரூப் வந்து 36 வந்து ஃபைனல்.
36 teachers.
Any questions? So now it is 12 with the permission of chair as well as
That is what working for.
Yeah.
He's a great technician, sir. He's a great technician.
So now thank you. I appreciate all the participants for the very valuable contributions, so that further you can think about, and further the new research scholars or those who are in the field can think about the methodological concerns and issues, And I have been witnessing the way how you were defending to the questions and all. I have few questions, and first I will raise the questions put forward by the other examiner. And how did the researcher substantiate that the higher order thinking are relevant to improve assessment skills of prospective teachers? The question is, how did the researcher substantiate that the HOTs are relevant to improve the assessment skills of prospective teachers?
When I reviewed many studies, that studies also revealed it was many studies have been done for prospective teachers and in-service teachers also, sir. All those studies revealed a good question or a good validated question item which tests the good and concept understanding should test their analyzing and synthesizing and critical thinking skill. So that definitely says that higher order thinking skills will definitely.
Okay. So the second question is, how did it's already been raised by one of the participants? How did the researcher ensure the suitability of the sample selected for the study? It's already asked by a madam, and I see you have answered to that. Then, on the basis of your study, give appropriate modification to be made in the existing teacher education curriculum to improve the higher order thinking of prospective teachers. What recommendation will you give, or what area or what strategy will you adopt for the modification of existing teacher education curriculum on the basis of the findings of your study?
So in their lesson planning, they should incorporate the cards and also the evaluation also in the formative evaluation also, and when they do result planning they have to incorporate the higher order thinking skills. And this not only this, they have to be aware of the rubrics to evaluate the assessment skills of children also. So that will be a because how to assess if they have an idea only, then they would assess properly. So,
okay. Then the final question from the other examiner is, can you just mention about the sources and databases of your review of related literature?
I have taken e-books and I have also taken journals,
so papers, specific.
Papers from sources like Google Scholar, Sage, ResearchGate, Elsevier, Scopus, all those papers I have taken.
So this is from the part of the other examiner question. I have few questions. So here we were talking about the research gap and need and significance of the need of the study. What is the special, apart from all of that, the gap and all, what is the specific, is there any specific reason, special emotional kind of reason behind your study? As a teacher, you have been, teacher educator, you have been in the field. Is there any personal kind of need that made you to do these research?
Sir, even now CBSE have.
Your personal, is there any personal reason?
My experience. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Have come up like mushrooms. And the teacher quality also is become $1 million question. So now what is happening?
preparation of questions by the school to assess children is now a challenging task for all the heads in the school. Even in 10th and 12th, we are outsourcing paper to give a quality question paper because our teachers are not that capable of. So this is the problem I faced. So, and when I went through all the board papers and other thing, now almost a competency based, completely 70 out of 80 marks, 60 marks are competency based questions. So if teachers are capable of setting a good question paper only, then children will get prepared to face the challenges. That is my personal.
Yeah, that's I totally appreciate your answer and all. I totally appreciate your experience and all. Then my question is related to, so this is from the selection of the problem for your and I have a comment I will tell in the end. So next I wish to ask you then whether are you concentrating on developing the higher order thinking of the prospective teachers or developing the ability to enhance higher order thinking of the students through prospective teachers?
Second one, sir.
And
Developing higher order thinking skills.
yeah, in that case, okay, second, in that case, see what intervention you had. Can a little bit elaboration on your intervention? Because why I am this the intervention that you have done in your presentation, that is to be little more elaborated. That made the confusion among the participants. These are questions or what intervention you have. Can you just talk about your research design? You had presented it in a beautiful manner, reported in the thesis and all, but in the presentation.
Actually, intervention was given on 3 skills.
No, so when I am sitting, I feel I'm totally tired. And sitting make me that tiredness more.
So you can jump and stand here.
You can give the intervention process.
So you just what you had done in your intervention. No need for not concentrate to slide ahead. What you had done and see in many of the presentation. Listen me. Many of the presentation what happens, the scholars actually they design and develop a strategy. But in presentation, the strategy will not be that elaborate. Only they are pre-test score, post-test score, this, that, all. But your contribution is that strategy.
Yes.
You are see what you are doing, what you are contributing. Okay, you are validating, but what you are validating to be conveyed to the public, to the audience. So they are very much interested what new thing you have contributed related to developing higher order thinking on prospective teachers. So that intervention should have a proper space in your presentation.
That I used to say, sir, in Tamil there is a proverb, mantra pota manga nigidilla. Mantra. So what is that mantra?
Yeah.
That we have to
16 tasks chosen.
Yeah.
And every day one task was given
Correct.
to students. And the critical thinking.
For how many days your intervention? 3 weeks intervention. So it is a general topic or it is
Specific
confined to
confined to 3 dimensions, the critical thinking, creativity and problem.
Yeah, that is okay. So that critical thinking or creative thinking are related to any specific discipline in the BEd curriculum. That's my question. It's okay. It's not a fault. But I am asking, I am hoping you understand. I know
We
it.
have given the task
Yeah.
which will make them think critically, think creatively and problem solve.
Okay.
Which strategies can you restore with the help of your business or with the help of?
No issue, no issues, no problem, no further. You have to take care of that, it's for the future researchers also I am telling. Then now, see, one of your finding is that gender, the female are more problem solving. Male performed well in the problem solving. So what is your sample size for that comparison?
Sample size female is more than
How many?
number 29 and 7.
Then see, it's 29 and 7. See, it is happy that the male performed but in research, when you are meeting such a kind of concluding statement, methodologically it should be correct. So in the prospective teacher education at the secondary level, then the foundations level or master level, the number of the male students or male population are extinct or endangered rather. So therefore, see, when compare, if you have an appropriate equal size, you can make such, or else it will be a kind of fallacy or fancy statement. That is not the, it should not be there in the research. Taken care of that. Then another very important thing, which I want, as somebody asked again, creativity or critical thinking and all, you are confined into multiple choice. Why can't, do you believe that? When we are moving to a multiple choice, answering to a multiple, how will you defend multiple choice test item, the original creativity of a learner or of a person will be expressed? You are not using subjects, you are putting generalized. So in that case, why can't you move for situational judgment test?
Actually, multiple choice questions she asked the students to set in their own subjects.
So that you have to defend
Yes,
that.
yes.
Okay. So my questions from selection of the problem, my questions from design or methodology, my questions from the findings, my questions from so finally, see, if a person is asking you, madam, now it is in the era of ChatGPT and AI. So I need a question. Suppose I am giving a prompt to ChatGPT. Hello ChatGPT. I need 4 questions of Bloom's problem solving or evaluation statement, evaluation taxonomy or behavior or what is that evaluation behavior, and for the secondary school student related to a biology topic named conservation. ChatGPT will within seconds ChatGPT will in that context, in this present context, what is the relevance of nurturing all these competencies to prospective teachers and all? Suppose that question is put to you, how will you define it?
It is not only for setting a good question papers and incorporating hearts. In classroom teaching also, they have to do incorporation
incorporating higher order functional skills. That is the reason I told in lesson plan they have to incorporate this and when while teach also they have to go like that. Then only children in the classroom itself they will be given an experience for all these.
So I have to express my argumentative skill, competency and all. So therefore I am defending your answer. Because in lesson planning also, that person is telling you, okay, in lesson planning also, tomorrow I am teaching mathematics, trigonometry, and I need some 4 activities which is of higher order thinking to present in the 9th standard trigonometry. GPT will give if and ChatGPT will ask, are you satisfied with the 9? If it is not, I am ready to give 90. So how will you define your results?
While teaching, while teaching, we are using. While teaching, we are using. While writing the examination, you tell.
It is not a question of the viva and all. This is the general situation or challenge that we are facing. So we have to find out a rational reason for our existence. Since teachers, and during COVID era, and all online mode happened, then people used to say there is no need for school or colleges. Now people are, students are studying without teachers, without school. We need a rationale for our existence. Anybody can support.
Sir,
Yeah.
Madam study is highly contributive. In the case, she was telling that she is feeling to enhance the natural intelligence, wherein through which that we are going for artificial intelligence. So the present teachers are supposed to be not only friends, philosopher and guide, they are going to be content developers and content curators also. In that case, when the input is being given in the pre-service, and they will become digital content creators, and wherein that only is used as AI. So natural intelligence is being nurtured through this platform, the service way, and they will become the digital content producers, and only that is modified as artificial intelligence. So the input that we are giving here, where to read out this digital era needs. This is my
So even though we can send the questions using our ChatGPT, but teacher has to assess the answers. So if she is capable of understanding the hearts, and then only she can assess according to the questions. So she has to know about all these things.
Okay. So may I my argument, and I got answer, and I am giving to ChatGPT. Yeah, these are the 4 answers. Out of 10, what grade will you give to the first student, second student, third student?
But most of the answers are we are in up to higher secondary.
It will be time consuming.
We are because in the subsequent time we have to correct the papers. So we are putting into the lens.
Okay. Yeah. See, what I wish to tell here. So my question part is over. Now next is see madam's. As per these questions from the chairperson. If you wish to ask something. Already madam in between asked her part and all. So at the very beginning I thought this inquisitiveness and readiness to pursue education throughout life is very important. And Meenakshi madam had done in a very meticulous, in a meticulous manner, taking a very important felt need research. Felt need research as a felt need topic, research title, rather than my title. A research title, incorporating a very important issue in the education sector. So, as all of us are very aware that we have constructivism, we have all that skills and all that new approaches and all, but when it comes to the assessment, it derivates the teaching down. So here, at this juncture, the probing to an assessment mechanism by experimenting an intervention for 3 weeks, selecting the appropriate sample of prospective teachers at secondary level and concentrating on identified tasks which covers on the critical thinking, creative thinking and problem solving, and training the prospective teachers how to form the intellectually, the competency in developing such skills are really commendable. And she adopted a research design which is adequate to the paradigms of the educational research. It is a single group design since the researcher had adopted not particular to any subject or discipline, and she had come up with a general nature topic, and there is no control group in that way, and she had adopted and done the experimentation in a very apt manner, and findings were derived from that experimentation, and each findings were criss-crossly compared with the available literature and the research gap identified, and the literature, the research studies that had given an empiric to substantiate the present findings also. So hence all the reports presented in a very beautiful and systematic and scientific manner, and the report is highly communicable and very impressive in appearance, and its dexterity and its all the kind of formalities of the guidelines of educational research. And moving to looking to analyzing the report of the other examiner. The other examiner also had commented in a very impressive manner, and his praise is the thesis is highly commended. I have also gone through the thesis meticulously and jumped in my mind into different aspects of the thesis, which prompted me to have few questions in the open defense viva voce, and she had answered almost more than 22 questions put forth in this forum, and for my questions on each stages of the research also, Madam has defended it in a very good manner, and the questions from the learned academic community, the faculty members of this institution, she answered it in a very good manner. Considering all that, I strongly recommend the Gandhigram Institute of Rural Development, the Department of Education, to confer PhD degree, Doctor of Philosophy to considering the meticulous contribution to this research. And in that case, if my recommendation is approved by the concerned body of the university, I am very happy, and I am the first person to address and salute you from hereafter as Doctor. My great appreciation and the great congratulations to the name Jahida Begum, which I have used to hear during as a student in University of Calicut for PhD and ML and all. And I am very happy that God has given me an opportunity to be a part of this academic excellence. And even though this is first day of Ramadan, it gives a lot of tiredness for me, but I have the satisfaction in doing a great thing in the pursuit of knowledge. And I indebted to the Almighty, and I express my sincere gratitude to the Vice Chancellor, Controller of Examination, the head of the department, and all my faculty colleagues here, and to Madam also. Never stop learning, never stop training till your last breath.
So thank you, sir. It is indeed a very good program that Professor made it very lively and also appreciated the plus aspects of the candidate and also helped us to identify what are our lacunae in presenting the thesis. But as a researcher, I will not be very happy, sir. That is because it is still we need to go a long way. But as far as Meenakshi is concerned, she has done the part very good. But for the past 1 month, especially, she is not feeling well. That's why she could not bring many aspects in the PPT. Since I am away from her and she is not in a position to speak, I don't know what to do because I don't want to say everything at the expense of her health issues. So that is why we could not bring certain things in the PPT. Though I am telling, even yesterday night, till 12 o'clock, Satish is troubling her, where is this, where is that? I told, no, please stop now. Don't, because morning she has to present. When you ask such questions till 11 o'clock, 11:30, when will she go for sleeping and how she present? So that extent, I am very happy to say that PhD quality is very important in our department, as it is maintained by all my colleagues here, and very happy about that, because as a researcher I have evaluated more than 100 theses. But here I am very sure that each and every thesis here, it will meet the standards of 60% at least 60%. So that's why I am very happy to say this. And this one more question, because this study was started when I was the HOD of this department. Because whatever we do it for others. But whatever we do, we have to do it for our own students. Because for setting the MCQ will give you one question 200 rupees. 200 rupees will be given by the institutions for setting a very good MCQ. But we students, we are not training our B.Ed students in this. That is the first lacunae I felt as HOD here. That's why I asked her, whatever you are doing, you do it for our students. And even I asked many times Dr. Sridevi, because at that time she was the host teacher for the students. And MCQ training is very, very important. I myself delivered the first 2 orientation programs on the MCQ to our students, because we don't know how to set a question, how to write the stem of the particular question. Because Solomon asked one important question, that how the creativity comes. Creativity should come in the stem. Creativity must come in the distractors. Distractors, only one among the 4 distractors. One is the key answer. But when the question setter is good, definitely he will bring his creativity in the distractor. Vivek சொல்வார்ல எட்டுக்கால் பூச்சிக்கு எத்தனை கால்னு அது மாதிரி கொஸ்டின் செட் பண்றதில்ல. But even I felt as board of chairman in many question setting board, in my department itself I feel 80%, even 90% of questions, even the question words, and many times I felt I lamented with my colleagues that we don't know how to set the question, because a good question paper always discriminates the learners. The good question always help the learners to achieve, whether a learner is good or above average or very good or excellent, like that it should discriminate. but we are lagging behind the skill that is the reality. I can say anywhere and everywhere with lot of evidences and proof as an educator. So that's why we asked this particular research should be useful to our students first of all, and I am very happy to say here, record here, because I don't have any bias in my mind, and many Kerala students did very well when it comes to the creativity and critical thinking. Of course, Tamil Nadu students also okay, but they are trying the more and they took it as a challenge. And she can elaborate more on that because we used to discuss daily about that because first they hesitated, Kerala students hesitated first to do that activities and all, but after that they took it as a very interesting manner and they completed and they excelled. Suppose they are getting 65 now, Tamil Nadu students get 60, like that there is a slight increase among the scores in the scores among the Kerala students. That also I have to narrate us, but anyhow we have to go a long way in our research, there is no doubt in that. So I am very happy to read this report given by our controller section, and this is the record that after witnessing the, already my professor has told, but still it is a formality to read that after witnessing the defense of PhD thesis titled Improving Assessment Skills of Prospective Teachers through Higher Order Thinking Skills, submitted by Mrs. Meenakshi, part-time research scholars under the guidance of Javita Begum, and the open viva was held on 19th February 2026, and after having satisfied with her answers and clarifications to the questions from adjudicators and the examiner and the audience, that viva voce board hereby recommends that the said PhD thesis submitted by Meenakshi may be accepted for the award of PhD degree by the Gandhigram Rural Institute. All the three examiners have evaluated and given the merit as highly commended, and therefore the PhD thesis is graded as highly commended. So once again I express my gratitude to Professor because though Professor is very busy today, he came and conducted the viva. That's why the students, the audience and the PhD scholars came to know about you, Professor. Because though Professor is well-known professor throughout India, but coming here at GRA and our students and our scholars and our faculty, grooming faculty members, the wishes that he gave on Ramana, that all the scholars, all the staff members must get permanent position, that also matters to each and every one of us. So thank you, Professor, on my own behalf, and I now request Meenakshi to give a vote of thanks shortly. Okay. Thank you.
Sincerest gratitude to the external examiner for his wonderful insight and guiding words. And my grateful, I want to say that I have no words to express my gratitude to my supervisor, Dr. Javita Begum. The reason is because I was about to drop this also. I have already registered twice, and one in Saidapet and one other, but she made me do. And thank you, ma'am, for your emotional support. And of course, I disturbed the students when they were in all project work, all that. Amidst all that, I used to behind our HOD ma'am always to take time to conduct my. So, ma'am, whenever when I met her with a sweet face, she says, yes, you will do. When you complete within 2 days or 3 days, that really was motivating. Thank you, ma'am. And though I know sir and Dr. Vacham sir, both of them were my colleagues, but here, whenever I meet both of them, they used to tell me, you will finish, don't worry, why are you so much worried? So that motivating words really motivated me to complete my program here, research program, and of course Dr. Kalayarsan, I have to thank for my CCS member. He also guided excellently to proceed my program, and all the guest faculties, thank you so much for having, I'm a part-time scholar, I used to come rarely, but everyone used to be very friendly with me. Thank you so much for your same madam used to say about when I was doing this thing and no doubt I will not mention Dr. Satish. He helped me a lot for everything. He used to guide me. And our office members, Viva and Karthik, I have to sincerely thank them for having done so much to me. So much in the sense, even maybe a petty work, but they helped me a lot. So I sincerely thank them, all my friends, very closely associated friends in the same supervisor who have done research and others who have helped me. My heartfelt thanks to all of you, and directly or indirectly whoever have helped. Thank you so much. And of course, last but not the least, my husband who has been an emotional support.
Okay, Meenakshi, you have done it. You have completed. My request now, I request our Professor Bhaktashla Perumal sir to give a short to our professor on behalf of department and myself. I request Madam's husband to give this shawl to Professor on behalf.